Hi, and welcome back to Kenyan Design Conversations, and this is Story Tips. Kama kawaida, tuko hapa kuongelea vitu chache. This is a very short video. So today we will be talking about my process of redesigning a website. Sawa, a process you can as well emulate. Now, the first thing I do, considering possibly by this time tushongelea budget, tushongelea timelines, is I thank the Most High for the project. I mean, these projects are not easy to come by these days. Plus, unajua these days huwa tuna filter projects based on how the client comes off. Vitu tu kaizo. We'll talk about that in another episode. Kwa leo wacha tuongelee the process. So like I said, the first thing I do, nitasisitiza. Una watu wakisema ni God, it's actually ni God. So I thank God. Yeah, so before I do the process, I want to give you a little story of how I ended up nsemaje wenye niliamua kupiga stamp na process yangu, what happened and what made me follow this exact process. Now, nilipata a project I was so excited for at that particular moment. I don't think I was doing anything, like I was free. And then sikuwa nalipwa pesa mingi, I will admit. But I think for me it was more of, ukisikiza episode ya Max ya, what's the episode? Give Time. He'll tell you that before GT designer, senior designer, you need to have like done a lot of designs. And so mi naichukua kama part of those, a lot of designs I was supposed to have. If you want to understand what I'm saying, just go to listen to that episode. I will link it in the description. Yeah, so that was one of those projects. And like I said, I was really excited. Now, nikaenda nikachukua project. They wanted a redesign for their website. So the business is a thriving business, basically. All they needed was a more modern website than what they had. Which, yes, they did really need, because the website was really pathetic looking. Haya, nimeenda nikaangalia website and then nikafanya research. Yes. And then I even had a survey of like talking to the clients one-on-one. But I don't know what happened. Time didn't allow me to. So at least I had already done desk research. And then I started on the project. My friend, your project nilifanya for so long. It was always a back and forth. And then unfortunately for me, I don't think the clients were like, wanaweza kawia before waongeleshe tu tena. They can take months, or wacha niseme weeks. Months seem exaggerated, but I'm not lying. So like, hii project ikaenda up imekuwa way stretched, and by the time we were done, we hadn't even like communicated the exact ideas the client had for the project. Now, what were my mistakes? Other than the ones I will mention, if you figure out any mistakes I made in that process, you can let me know in the comment section. But personally, I think my biggest mistake was not having the discovery meeting, not talking to the client, in this case, the stakeholders. So like everyone in charge of that particular company, mostly the CEO and possibly the person who runs the company, right? Because I noticed I did not quite capture what the business actually does. Like, you know how every business has a unique selling point. Ni kama hapa siku capture, because they kept on, like, we even did a copywriting for them and gave it to them, and which they approved, and then later on huku mbele wanatuambia venye, oh, it doesn't sound like us, oh, sijui we are missing what, you see. So I didn't have an opportunity to just talk to them and let them talk about their business and what they want potential clients to know, or just people out there. Again, like I said before, it's a well-established business, so this really mattered, and I skipped this. I do not know how it skipped my mind, but that's a mistake on my part. So the first thing I would do is that discovery meeting. Oh my God, I will do it. I don't know how many times I have to do it or how long that meeting will take, but I will make sure I do it. Because with that, that's the part where you learn about the business. You learn about the type of business they're in. You learn about the kinds of services they are providing. You learn about their target audience, which is possibly their clients and their potential clients, right? You learn about their competitors. This is where you get brand guidelines. Like, unaweza assume this wasn't the case for them, this was a case for a different client, but I nailed it. Unaweza assume that they want the colors on their logo to represent, like, to be displayed on the website, yet they have different colors in mind for the website. So if at least they have an established brand guideline, that's where you get it. You also end up learning about their competitors and people they admire in the same line of business. I don't know if it's the same thing, but yeah, you get to ask them about sites they love, sites they really like. Sites they like aesthetically will actually give you a visual direction of how to go about their own site. You ask them if they already have a site, right? You need to know what they already like about the site and what they don't like about their current site, so that you end up retaining what they like and, of course, doing away with what they don't like. Yeah, so this is you learning about everything business, including their business goals. That's the discovery meeting. After that, now I go and do research. See, I go, like, sit down with my notes from the meeting, nazisanya pamoja, naelewa biashara, right? And then now I go and learn about the particular industry. So if I am doing a website on, let's say, cleaning services, right? If I'm doing a website on house and office cleaning, I will go and look at the particular industry and what's expected of the industry. Again, people will respond to what's familiar to them. It's just like how you'll notice Jumia, Amazon, these e-commerce sites, Gigi, they kind of look alike but don't look alike. So you can navigate through each site seamlessly, yet they don't look alike. If you get me, you get me. Yeah. We were learning about the industry. Yeah, we learn about the industry. We learn about the trends. We learn about what works and what does not. Yeah. Nimefanya research about the industry. The next thing now I do research on is their particular target audience. And this is where you'll find people coming up with user personas. Sasa, user personas ni potential clients. So walisha kuambia their target audience. Now you have potential clients, and then you do research on it, and then now you create user personas. So at the back of your mind, while you're designing your website, you do know website or application. It's just that nimetumia example ya website sana, but you do know who you're designing for and how they'll respond to whatever it is you're designing, and it will inform a lot of your design decisions. Sawa? So see, but me, that's the most important part of my design process. After that, unafanya vitu watu hufanya wakisha sanya kila kitu, including research, nini za business. If you need to have some ideation, now it starts becoming different if it's for an app or if it's for a website, like depending on the particular thing you're designing, amanite software you're designing. So yeah, we'll talk about that in depth, particularly designing a website process, then particularly designing an application process. But then kuna, if you need to brainstorm and ideate, this is the point where you do that. And then after that, now you gather all your information, create a mood board. You could, and a lot of people actually have advised me to share my mood board with clients so that they get to understand the visual direction you're going with before you decide to design everything, and then they come and tell you, you know what, I'm not feeling it, let's redo it. So you creating a mood board, you having inspiration sites, and them viewing that could be beneficial for you. If they give you a go ahead and you go with your mood board, it's most likely that they will agree to your visual direction. If they don't agree with your mood board, they can help you set up a mood board. So they can tell you, is this site apana? Look at this site. Look at this site as well. So you get to understand the type of site they're going with. Visual direction, I'm talking, maybe they're minimalist people. Maybe they're more gradient oriented. Maybe wanapenda dark mode. Maybe... yeah, I think you get the point. See, after that I design, and then it depends on what I'm designing. Sometimes I do wireframes, sometimes I don't. I do wireframes when I really need to figure out the layout, and but I will advise you to always do wireframes. Usifuate nini yangu. Sometimes I end up taking longer on a design just because I didn't do a wireframe. See, after that you hand off to the developer your design. I'm sorry. Before you hand off to the developer, you need to show the client what you have. When you show the client what you have, they need to approve everything from the copy. Did I forget to mention that you also need to get copy and content during your discovery meeting? So if they do have copy, or I always ask, mtajiandikia website ama niwasaidie kuandika? If they ask me to help them, by the time I'm done with this meeting, say, I will also already know their brand, voice and tone. So I will create the copy based on their brand, voice and tone, and then show them. But if they think they can do it themselves, make them have the copy for you before starting. Sawa? If they have the copy for you, you don't just need copy. By copy, I mean text. If someone doesn't get what I mean by copy, I mean the text that goes into the website. But there's more to content than just copy. If they have images, you can use. If they have videos, you can use, because, and make sure if the images you're getting and the videos you're getting are of good quality, and communicate the same thing the website does. Because trust you me, if your images are way off, you will be looking at your design, unashindwa nini mbana hii design, kumbe ni images ndo shida. So yeah, vitu tu ndogo ndogo kwa hizo zina affect design yako sana. Yeah, mistakes we mainly make. Tafadhali, only say yes to a client who knows what they want. I will nita-emphasize aje. Only say yes to a client who knows what they want. Because a client who does not know what they want, my friend, mtazunguka. Guy, merry-go-round fulani, if you're a freelancer, you might have gone through this and you actually feel the pain in my voice when I say venye mtazunguka, mtenda merry-go-round. And a lot of the times hii merry-go-round haishangi mpaka mnaenda up hammalizi hiyo project. So your time gone, your effort gone, and if you just ask for 50% deposit, your other 50% gone. Anyway, number 2, I don't do the mistake I did with the other project. Do not skip talking to the stakeholders. Talk to them and let them talk. Let them talk as much as they can. With all the questions you have, do not interrupt them. Do not cut them short, because hawakwangi sure with every question you're telling them that they have said everything. So you'll notice as you're going, as unaendelea, wataenda po mejibu kitu uliza huku juu. Just let them talk and write it down. Siku hizi kuna AI and there's so many note takers. I mean, up your game. Just make sure you have everything on paper and document it. And if you think you still need clarification, when you're done with your business notes, your meeting notes based on the business meeting. That's what I meant to say. Show them. Waulize, I just want to clarify if this is what we talked about in the meeting. Chances are that watakubali. Number 2, they might even add extra information you didn't know you actually needed. Chukua deposit. Mambo ya charity, unless you're doing volunteer work, just chukua deposit first. You will need motivation. Other than just being skeptical of kuibiwa or kitu kayo kutolipwa, you will need motivation, and that motivation starts with the deposit. And kuna wengine wetu kama sisi, we don't have Figma paid, so your deposit naweza tumia kulipia Figma. It's just like any other business. Nataka kutengenezewa kiti, fundi ananiitisha deposit. Hiyo deposit ndani anaenda kufanyia nini? Si kutafutia materials. Same thing. Maybe I need to up my RAM. Ni RAM ama ROM? Judge, sijui. But yeah, my computer needs an upgrade or something. What do you think I'm going to use? Hiyo tu. Aya, tafadhali, kama mtu anakukujia na urgent deadlines, usichukue, cause uko at a risk of tarnishing your reputation. Urgent deadlines possibly means you not sleeping because unangangana ku beat the deadlines. Kuna risk ya kupeana poor quality work. But wakikupea extra pesa ya hizo urgent deadlines, you can hire someone to help you work. But mimi, I have done my fair share of urgent deadlines. My friend had design even nikidoz, lakini najua client anahitaji. I don't think I want to go back there. And last but not least, your copy. Make sure you have copy, content, and images before you start designing. We've talked about this. If you have any other mistakes I might have missed, drop to hapo kwa comments. Tunaweza furahia sana, tutafaidika. Sawa, that's been Story Tips. Bye.